Welcome to December the 26th on Vancouver Island. I hope everyone is having a lovely day wherever they are. Today is Boxing Day in Canada. If you're unfamiliar with Boxing Day, it is where we all put on our finest set of boxing gloves and we go door to door and see if anybody wants to fight. That's actually not what it is, but I thought I would throw that in. It's actually an iconic shopping day in Canada, very similar to Black Friday in the US, but I thought I would get people a little bit excited. Maybe it was a bad joke though. It is currently 12 degrees Celsius this afternoon, absolutely gorgeous. I think it's about 53 degrees Fahrenheit. And we are going to do some gardening today, a little bit of spring bulb planting and some garden cleanup. Today we're going to be planting some allium bulbs. I have two different varieties here. I actually have no idea what they're called. I've never actually grown alliums in my entire life, which is kind of surprising. I've grown so many bulbs, but never alliums. They're really beautiful. There's a purple, I'm going to say this is probably Globemaster. It doesn't actually say what it is. Actually, it says Purple Sensation on the back. I'm assuming that's the variety. I don't know for sure, but it is gorgeous. Oh, okay, this one, maybe that is the variety. This one says something that I'll never be able to pronounce. I'm going to show you if it picks it up. Probably isn't going to pick it up. I'll put the word on the screen, but here we go. Let me butcher this word. Cepharocephalon. I'm sure that is not how I'm saying this correctly. That is not the right way to say it, but that's my pronunciation. It is beautiful, a fuchsia pink color. So I got these at both varieties at our local Dollarama, and I want to say they were $3 to $4 each. Not a terrible price. This one has 10 bulbs and this one has 3. But I think they're much bigger flowers, so that's probably why. So I'm going to be amending the soil with something called oyster shell flower. I don't know how well the camera picked that up. Normally I would be using bone meal, but I didn't buy any extra fertilizers this fall, so I'm literally just using my leftovers from spring summer. So this is by the company, I want to say Gia Green is what it's called. And oyster shell flour, if you've never used it before, I mean many different companies make it, but this is composed of 96% calcium carbonate and 37% calcium. I'm not sure what the difference is other than the chemical composition is CaCO3 and Ca, so I'm not really sure how that makes the two types of calcium different, but it's basically a bunch of calcium, which I believe is what bulbs need. So hopefully this is a good substitution for bone meal. Supervisor is trying really hard to get something. It almost looks like a dog bone that's stuck in here. Don't really know if that's, well, maybe it is, but why is it in here? I want to know. It looks like it is a dog bone. That is a very funny spot for a dog bone. I certainly didn't put it there, so I don't know how it ended up in the side of our house. He is pretty happy that I was able to take it out for him. So the area right in front of me here, this is where I'm going to be planting my allium bulbs. They're supposed to bloom in succession. This one blooms in June, July, the fuchsia pink ones, and the second variety blooms in May, June. So these ones will start and these ones will finish. So I figured if I planted them together, that might be a really pretty display. When one is finishing, the next one is starting. So hopefully it works out to the way I picture it, and it's a really colorful display. So let's plant some bulbs. So here is what oyster shell flower looks like. I'll give you a little bit of a closer up view. It really does look like a coarsely ground flour that you might find in your kitchen, but do not mistake this for kitchen flour. It is definitely not a food product. So we're just going to put a handful or so of this in each hole before we put the bulbs in. If you're new to alliums, like I am, brand new to them, this is what these, I'm assuming they're Glowmaster, I think, no, they're Purple Sensation. This is what Purple Sensation allium bulbs look like. They're not that big, actually, on the smaller side. And we're just gonna put probably one in each hole, I'm thinking is sufficient. Next, we're gonna put in the allium Zephyr Solo Lazarin blah blah blah. Whatever it is, this beautiful pink allium. We're gonna plant this now, and the bulbs are very tiny. They're not even half the size of the first allium. This is how tiny these little bulbs are. They're so cute. So we're gonna put, I actually want to put maybe 2 or 3, probably 3 in each hole. Hopefully that's not too many, but I think usually odd numbers are best, and for something so small, I think you want at least 3, maybe even 5 per hole. I'm also planting these a little bit less deep than my other alliums because I think they're so tiny that you want to plant them a little more shallow. Next, we're going to give my Spiriva bushes quite the trimming. If anyone out there has never used a power tool in the garden, I highly recommend it. It is so empowering to use a power tool. It's the best feeling ever. So you need to try that. If you're into gardening and you've never done anything with power tools, I recommend trying one at some point in your near future. You won't be disappointed. And now a quick little cleanup. All of this debris is going into my green bin. Not the compost this time, our city compost, not the backyard compost, because these plants will give me hundreds of them. They seed so readily. They're not invasive, but very, very good at spreading if they want to. So they need to go in the city compost bin, not our backyard compost bin. Using a hedge trimmer is by far the fastest way to give your shrubs a hard pruning and give them some definition and shape. And next, we're going to tackle these ornamental grasses in front of me. I've never trimmed them with a hedge trimmer before, but I'm just gonna go for it because it is so time, it saves so much time using the hedge trimmer versus manual pruners that I'm kind of feeling like everything should be done with a hedge trimmer these days. just like that, we are done in about 45 seconds or less. It's all done. One grass, and that's pretty good timing. So I'm quite satisfied with the hedge trimmer for these grasses. Today we're going to be planting some of my poppy seeds from my Baker Creek seed haul video that I recently showed. I've got a whole pile here. We've got crimson feathers, hens and chicks, black peony, black swan, Flemish antique, and Sissing Heart white. I actually have more in the house, but I'm gonna plant these in batches. So I'm just gonna sprinkle a bunch in the rock garden today, and then later in the season I'm going to sprinkle some more. Poppies require a cold stratification period, so planting in winter or early spring or even late fall is ideal. You don't actually want to plant these too late in your spring because they do really require cold for proper germination. So although it's 12 degrees Celsius today, the temperature will drop again this winter, I'm quite certain. So these are probably going to be planted at a pretty good time right now. This is how I prefer to plant seeds. Literally rip open the package, put them in your hand. I'll show you. This is the Crimson Feathers poppy variety. Actually has a lot of seeds. There's probably, I'd say 100, maybe 200 seeds. So Baker Creek, 10 out of 10. You have awesome seed quantity and quality. And then we just sprinkle them. That's how I plant my seeds. And here we have a supervisor. He never strays from his supervisory duties. Even when I'm in the rock garden, he is on full watch. He makes sure I'm pruning everything appropriately and that I don't miss anything. So he's doing a really good job of his duties today. Thank you so much for watching today's mini garden vlog. I hope you are having a lovely day wherever you are. You had a lovely holiday celebration this December, and we will see you very soon in another video. Have a good night.